Hello friends, welcome back to another round for my sports predictions. We'll cover another 5 games for this Saturday. So before I begin with the new games, let's check out how I did in the last rounds. So we got 2 rounds. Remember that I made I think 8 games in total, something like that. So the first round we have Brighton Fulham. So I told you it could be a very close and very tight game. Brighton ended up winning the game. So we see that the game was like 2-1. So we really see more than one goal, which is the bet that I gave. Now, the other game was Brentford Aston Villa. Now, I told you I was seeing some potential signals for a tie, a draw. That did not happen. Aston Villa ended up winning the game, which was also the other pick. Now, the next game we have Parma Torino. Exactly like the other one, I told you that there was strong tie signals. That's exactly what we got. It was a game with lots of goals for teams that basically barely struggled to even score one goal, so kind of interesting. The other games were not that good. We got Braga, Porto, and Porto lost. I mean, what an absolute surprise and what an absolute disgrace in my case, because every time I do Porto loses for some reason. I mean, it's like the inverse of Brighton. Whenever I do Brighton always wins or draws. Whenever I do Porto, they always end up losing, no matter the opponent. I mean, Braga was not even close to being a very good opponent to Porto, and yet still they lost. What a massive disgrace that was. And the other surprise was also Seattle, Los Angeles, and we got Los Angeles lost. Another surprise, Seattle won the game. So 3 out of 5, that was one of the rounds, not that bad, it was actually decent. But this other round, man, it's just a complete train wreck. I mean, this is the worst round ever in my life, okay? I mean, the entire round, which is 14 games, I got 8 out of 14. But the other ones, obviously, I did not show because they were for the other days. So I didn't have time to do the other. But in this part 2 of the round, I chose the games that completely went wrong. So we got Juventus Atalanta. Atalanta won, another massive upset because Juventus basically was undefeated at home. So this is the first loss in the season. What a time, really. So next up we have Le Havre against Saint Etienne, and I told you that I was seeing potential for a tie, a draw, but I really didn't see that. And guess what happened? Okay, we got a draw. Okay, a surprise draw. Havre didn't win. Now the other game was Defensa y Justicia against Estudiantes from Argentina, and I told you that we could see both times to score, and guess what? Defensa won, but Estudiantes didn't score a single goal, so what a massive letdown. And finally we got Tottenham Bournemouth again. Bournemouth lost. We got a surprise draw. Tottenham also didn't win. We got a draw, a tie. I mean, completely unexpected. Basically, zero, nothing, absolute nada. So, yeah, that's the worst round ever in my life. So, who cares? Because, like I told you before, this is just for entertaining. I mean, I'm practicing really. All of these rounds that I have been doing, I mean, barely 10 people watch my videos, so I don't really care. I only do that because I want to show everyone basically my journey, okay? And they can prove, they have proof to basically, my picks are going to get better, much better. In fact, they are very good as they are now. Very, very good. We're talking 70% accuracy. But what I'm talking about is when I go beyond that level, I want to keep a record public so everyone can see my journey and everyone can see with their own eyes that I didn't alter anything. Okay, I was completely legit from the very start. So for this round, we have Everton West Ham. The first game we have Everton winning or having a draw. I mean, whenever Everton plays, it's basically almost safe to go also with a draw because they really like to draw for some reason. Now let's take a look at the stats to see what I'm talking about. So this is West Ham, and you can see right here, this is why I pick a draw as well. I mean, look at this. The last 5 games, 4 out of 5 complete draws for Everton. Whereas West Ham has not had any single draw recently, but they are not in the best conditions. They won against Arsenal, what a massive win. That was very surprising, but other than that, they don't look really strong. So yeah, that's why I go Everton and a draw. The other game we have Juarez Guadalajara from the Mexican League. We have Guadalajara winning or also a draw because I also see some potential. If Juarez does really good, maybe they can go for a draw. Okay, so let's take a look at the stats. You can see right here that Juarez has 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw, and the same goes for Guadalajara Chivas. So yeah, basically the same outlook. Chivas is obviously the better team, so they have the edge in this case, even if Juarez is playing at the home. But I also see potential for a draw, like I said. If Juarez ends up tying the game, it could work out for them. Now, Atletico Madrid against Barcelona, one of the classics of Spain. We have tie or Barcelona winning the game, okay? Okay, because Barcelona is obviously the much stronger team. They are quite undefeated right now in the last 5 games. I think it even goes beyond that. Yeah, look at this. Complete clean record. So Barcelona is undefeated for quite a while now. And Atletico de Madrid is a very good team, don't get me wrong. But the recent losses, especially against Getafe, which is kind of a barely decent team, it's kind of surprising. Okay, so yeah, they lost against Real Madrid, which was to be expected. So yeah, I see that maybe Atletico will try to play the game and force a draw if they cannot win, because that's obviously going to be the case. Barcelona is really, really strong. Look at these scores. I mean, 3-1, 4-0. Massive goals, massive goals. So yeah, Barcelona seems unstoppable. And that's why these 2 games I go for a parlay. Okay, the next game we have Sevilla Bilbao again from the Spanish league, and I see potential for anything happening really. Okay, my pick could be that Bilbao can win the game, but Sevilla is at home and they really like to do really good at home. For some reason, they are a very strong defensive team when they are at home, and Atletico Bilbao is not looking that good. They lost against Roma and against Madrid, so they can win, but it's going to take a lot from them. So that's why I go only from more than 1 goal. That's exactly what we're going to see. The last game we have Pumas Monterrey, and we have Pumas winning the game or a draw as well. And let me tell you why, okay? So lots of potential for draws in this round, and I go safely now because I don't want the same to happen with Le Havre and Saint Etienne, where I also see a draw, but I was kind of overconfident in the sense that I thought that Havre could win the game. So we have Pumas. They have 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. Nothing too out of the ordinary. And we have Monterrey, 3 draws, consecutive draws, 1 win and 1 loss. So they lost against Mazatlan, which is a very, very new team, which is surprising that they lost. Kind of tells me that it's going to be very hard for Monterrey to win the game, especially as the away team. So Pumas has everything to win, even though they are not the best, especially against Monterrey. But they can do that. They can do that feat. If they can't, for some reason, if they really played not that good at home, and Monterrey can at least score some goal, maybe I see a draw. Okay, so that's why I go for 2 many combined picks, because that's essentially going to be the case. Many of these games will end up in a draw. So having said that, guys, I'll wish you a good day. Again, invite you all to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.